Alright, hello everybody. Ooh, that's loud. Hey now. I'm going to be going off the script here. I'm a little nervous, but that's okay. So first I want to take a moment to acknowledge the parents of both of the newlyweds, Guy and Pat, and Gail as well. There's a saying that I learned from a childhood friend's father that has stuck with me, and now that I teach in high school, it's something that I use again and again and again. And what he said was, you plant tomatoes, you get tomatoes. And I'm sure you've heard that before. Potatoes, tomatoes, we got both sides of the family covered here. But let's just say this, it cannot be understated all of the hard work, the patience, the guidance, and persistence that it takes to raise a child in our world today, especially one like Gabe. But there's only one real lottery that they say that one can win in life, and that's who you have for parents. And having been best friends with Gabe since freshman year of high school, I've seen and also benefited firsthand from the patience and sensibility, generosity, and guidance of Guy and Pat Russo. I want to thank you personally for the gift of your home on countless nights, countless meals, your non-judgment. Not only have you molded Gabe, but you've also had a huge positive influence on who I've become. So thank you for that. And also having known Allie now for going on 10 years, I'm very awed by her nature. She's hardworking. I mean, seriously, come on, who else would love rocks and sticks weekend after weekend and tree branches, scrapes, bruises, while her boyfriend plows their future yard in a bobcat on all your free time? It's amazing. Never a complaint. It's seriously. But more importantly, she's intelligent, she's sensible and kind, and those are some of the reasons Gabe went gaga for his beautiful bride. And all those characteristics are the type of things that are nurtured by the people that raise you. So Gabe and Allie, I would say that you both struck it rich. So cheers to you and cheers to your parents. However, when thinking about Gabe, a few things come to mind. And the first is that for as long as I've known Gabe, he's been behind the wheel of some vehicle. Okay, this guy spends his whole life driving. He literally drives every day. He spent the first few years we knew each other driving to Rocky Hill and back every day just so we could hang out, be young, be reckless, and I guess a little more to come about that in a minute. But he's driven by the need to follow his heart. When he does, he makes decisions, and he dives in head first with total commitment. Which leads to the fact that he does have an amazing mind and supreme confidence in himself and his abilities. It's driven him to become the ultimate do-it-yourselfer, which may eventually drive Allie crazy. But whenever there's something that I need to know, I go and I ask Gabe. Lastly, he's just simply driven. Gabe's an absolute workhorse. The majority of his 20s have been spent behind the wheel of a work truck, a bobcat, a plow, whatever it takes to keep the business going. Whether it's turning an uneven stream-crossed piece of forest into a custom yard and a house while putting in 70 hours a week, that pretty much sums up the last 5 years of these two's lives. So when it comes to sacrifice, they've totally put it in. So anything that comes to them will be totally worthwhile. We could definitely see that. Gabe's always the type of person that's carving out a plan. And that's one of the things we love about him. Next, Gabe sometimes can put these qualities together. And when he does, it has kind of defined the moments of his life and come out in different ways. In regards to his driving, and this I will say, goes back to high school, so you can kind of rest assured at this point. But I've never seen or actually experienced someone who believed that no shoulder was sacred, no median unscalable, no radar trap undetectable, no driver unbeatable. That white-knuckled, redlining, tractor-trailer dodging rides on the highway were just a test of man and machine, and a no-big-deal daily thrill. Thank God he no longer thinks immortality is real, because I think I learned that while riding shotgun in the gym. Fact. But yes, the GO. So many memories. I'm sure many of you who live in Middletown can recall this perky little green 1991 GO Storm. Gabe's self-confidence in his own abilities were never more evident than in those early years in the GO. At one point, his confidence took that GO through the state forest in East Hampton, around trees, over ruts, and even one time over a boulder that was 2.5 feet high, leaving a gigantic gaping hole in his exhaust. But his confidence and abilities took him over that rock and back to his hometown, and the knowledge that he could drop his father's good name if ever he were to be pulled over for noise pollution and terrorizing the streets of Middletown in his new NASCAR. And truth be told, it did not work. The boys will be boys, right? And I think there was plans to bronze it at one point and put it in his front yard. I don't think that's going to happen at this point. Gabe has always been the ultimate do-it-yourselfer. And by the way, this technique may not suffice in marriage. I'm 1 year in and I know that doing it by yourself doesn't fly. So, good luck with that. But Gabe has this down with the establishment, like don't tread on me attitude, this revolutionary spirit. It might come from God. I don't know. It's possible. But sometimes it's produced altruistic results when Gabe worked for St. John Home for the Boys and trying to better other people through his example. Sometimes it works in other ways, like turning his house into a small batch beer factory. But at the same time, Gabe has talent and his beer is actually phenomenal. So you can ask Galileo about that. But it's true. And then another time, let me just give you a quick example. It had manifested in his, he's an entrepreneur, this guy, Gabe. It's unbelievable. In 1997, Rock the House DJ Company hit the streets of Middletown running. Equipped with only homemade speakers, a huge CD collection, and a purple minivan. Middle school dances and local bar mitzvahs would never be the same. Needless to say, we always had a rocket sound system at our parties, and he taught me how to DJ. But come to think of it, I think you were just trying to get me to do all the work. So I calculated, and with inflation, you owe me like $200. So, mazel tov. Anyways, so Gabe and I share a lot of similarities, and there's a lot of things about us that have been different. Kind of the paths that we've taken have taken us all around the world. Myself, I lived in Thailand. I'm living in New Jersey now, and one of the things that I love about Gabriel is those times where we get to come back together and kind of bounce all the ideas that we've seen, all our worries, all of our frustrations in the world. Gabe has a big mind and tries to always find kind of where he should fit in the world and do it in a way that can help other people in a way that seems right and tries to understand right and wrong. And Guy kind of touched on it last night. You know, why am I here? Who am I and where am I going? And those are the questions, you know, that kind of define Gabe as a human being. When we were young, we would get in the car and we would drive around. Didn't need anywhere to go. It was just about being together. And the destination didn't matter. You know, we were young, and that's all that mattered. But when they got back together, Allie and Gabe, going on about 5 years ago, something inside Gabe definitely changed. The way he talked, the things that he thought about, and the actions that he lived changed. And I could say this, I think one of the things, and the reason for that, is that Gabe finally had a destination. He had a home of his own, and it's you. So, cheers to you. We love you. I love you both. Good luck in your new marriage, and good luck in your new home. Cheers.